What's going on, fam? This video may cause a bit of a stir. By the time I upload this, I've already has spoken on the Loni Love situation. Apparently, she tweeted out, going at black men for literally no reason. She's a public figure, and I think she forgot that because she's in a failing relationship, and she wants to take it out on somebody. So I guess it had to be us. But this video is going to be why you have melanated black males who are ignoring black women in order to date white women. I want you to understand that I have made a couple of videos a couple years ago. I haven't made them recently. I tried to steer away from the black male, black female topics because I feel like there's other, more entertaining things to speak about, informative things to speak about. But I'm always willing to revisit these because I think I need to do some teaching. I think I need to really just sit y'all down and just have a conversation with you on some real on some real shit. I honestly believe that a lot of these guys are ignoring your average black woman, even though she could be attractive, even though she could work and go to school and do all these different things, because at the end of the day, a man wants a peace of mind. A man wants to come home and he wants to be able to feel love, feel respected, especially if he works hard. He works every day. He's building something. The one thing he doesn't want is to be mistreated and disrespected by a woman, okay? That he is basically taking care of, a woman that he's giving his all to, a woman who he's committed to. And what's happened is that society has gotten into the minds and the hearts of a lot of females of different racial groups. So we talking about black people here. We're having a discussion, black people. So sit down, because what I'm seeing is atrocious. The back and forth. You got people who want to no longer deal with the opposite sex of the same race. They feel like it's better to just date outside, which is fine. But if you're going to date outside, and I have said this before, why are you saying anything about melanated people? Why are you saying anything about them? What do they have to do with you? Why don't you go about your business and not worry about who this person is dating and who that person is dating? Because just like with the Loni Love situation, even though she says she's happy, she's good where she's at, she's still hopping on social media to remind brothers that she's with this other guy, and that we need to acknowledge it and respect it and not be hypocrites. Now I can understand there being hypocrites, but the hypocritical nature is coming more from the women, because they have it in their mind to be upset at who we're dating, even though they date out themselves, or they will have biracial children, or they have been married outside of their race, but they got their black power fist in the air. I call those people pro-wacks, because usually when I call somebody a pro-wack, it's because they have a fist in the air, but they're sleeping next to a non-melanated person, or they have been married to a non-melanated person, but they want to tell you who you should be dating. Right. And I just noticed the hypocrisy, right? And I call that hypocrisy. What people like Loni are calling out is basically we not acknowledging who she is with. We don't have to acknowledge who you are with. Who you are with has nothing to do with us. You should focus on your relationship and stop focusing on how people perceive your relationship. And I think that it's a lost art for people to be able to, basically handle their own business. They don't want to handle their own business anymore. They feel like it's up to them to always remind you of who they're with, who they're dating, and why you should accept it and embrace it and respect it. Listen, I'm just not going to acknowledge who you are with. And let me just say this. One of the things us as men, we strive for is to be the best we can and to be able to provide for ourselves and our families, right? We don't want to deal with a headache and attitude. We don't want to deal with somebody who is not acting their age. And we run into these problems when we have dated melanated women. Now you have these same sisters who are just so angry. They're so angry and resentful. And I see it in some of their comments. They love talking about IR dating because they have this fantasy that this great Caucasian man is going to come out of nowhere and save them from us. But what ends up happening is the exact opposite. Especially with some of the stories I've heard recently. I think that we need to start worrying about who's with who and worry about how we're going to better ourselves in our situations. But everybody wants to worry about what everybody else is doing. This is why these women can't move forward. They constantly, policing our kizak and who are with. A guy could take a photo next to a Caucasian female. He is going to be denigrated. They're going to want answers. Why are you with this woman? You don't love black women. Because those women want to be able to do the same thing. And when they're in that position, then it's all of a sudden like, well, you can't judge me. And it's like, well, you're judging other people. So you can judge other people, but nobody can judge you, huh? See, that's the problem that we're coming to, right? And I want y'all to understand. I've talked about these topics before, but because it's 2019, I haven't really addressed this situation and how it's starting to get worse. And I don't think it's worse from the perspective of males. I will say the one problem that I see a lot of black males, you have black males who are becoming more incel. From what I see from my comments, how some of these guys, you could just tell, man, they just something is wrong with them. Okay, especially guys who leave comments like stay away from women, don't date women. And it's like, that makes no sense, because why do these dating coaches make so much money and are able to build such a big platform? Because there are a lot of men who want to date. So that just tells me your ideology, is of somebody who can't get a woman, period. But I see comments from those guys. I could be talking about a video about a guy, getting engaged to a woman who loves him, and the dudes are angrier at the guy getting engaged than the women that are attacking the guy. So we do have a growing problem of TFLers. We have a growing problem of true force loners in the black community. But hey, that's whole nother subject in a whole nother video I'm gonna have to address. But you have a growing element of resentful females who are thirsting to go at black men for whatever reason. They're looking for any reason. And when I mean any, don't let that guy be in no IR relationship now. Don't let him do it. Don't let him do it. Don't let him be in no IR relationship. Now you talk about making a situation worse than it needs to be. That's exactly what's going to happen if those same resentful chicks find out that he ain't with no sister. You already know it's going to be some problems from them stemming from that. Not necessarily anything the guy said, it's just because of who he is with. And I want people to understand me and understand me well. I don't see any reason to worry about who somebody else is dating. Focus on what you have to focus on. That's all you gotta do. That's all you gotta do. You don't have to worry about who these brothers are with, and they won't worry about who you're with. But we have been able to document your hypocrisy every step of the way, and you don't like it. So I honestly though, I think that, our pointing out your hypocrisy has a lot to do with the things that have been said and done on a lot of these particular females' end, I don't think it's just us just going at them for no reason. Now you got some of these guys again who are TFLers. You got some of these guys who are, having all types of issues getting women. They want to get women, but they don't know how to do it. And they're going to say crazy things. They're going to troll these women because they can't necessarily get one. So I just hope that these particular females understand that when you are out here being hypocritical, we're going to call it out, just like when you're calling us out. Focus on yourself. Focus on your relationship. Make your relationship great. Don't worry about what everybody else is doing, like this particular female, Loni Love. Focus on you. Why are you so concerned, about what commenters say? You don't know them. I can see if it's somebody that you know and they're making certain comments, okay, call them out. But to call out a group of men out of what you think is going on just shows how ignorant you are. Just shows where your mind is. Your mind is about getting these guys attention because they haven't been showing you no attention. That's what it seemed like to me.